Day one of the third test at Trent Bridge between India and England has ended with India slightly on top. They got the runs today. 307 of them in total. There's only 6 wickets down. They've still got a long tail, but their tail needs to improve. The only saving grace for England right now is Kohli and Rahane are both out. They got them out, but they were expensive, the England bowlers today. Kohli got 97. Rahane got 81. They're the pick of the Indian batsmen. The others got in and got out. There's no duck so far in the Indian lineup. They're actually getting runs. So India might have learned their lessons from the previous 2 tests. On the bowling side of things, Chris Woakes got his 3 wickets in the first session and was the best of the England bowlers. Every wicket would have taken 25 runs. If you look at the other bowlers, they're more expensive. If they were to have the same amount of wickets, they would be seriously expensive, and this test match would be over. Anderson chipped away for his wicket. Probably the best for conservatism in not giving many runs away, but he only got the 1 wicket. But he did bowl some good balls that did bamboozle a couple of good jaffers, really. Bamboozle the Indian batsman. Broad, expensive again. I've been saying it all test series. He's the weakest of the England bowling attack, I think, for the amount of runs he gives away. I don't know if he's playing fully fit. I don't know if he's got a niggling little injury or he's just generally fatigued. But he's big run totals against him when he's bowling. His bowling is expensive. Rashid has finally got a wicket in this test series. He's finally got a bowl. His inclusion in the test side for this series has been a topic of debate as much as Ben Stokes' re-inclusion and recall up just after his trial has been a topic of debate. The last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of debate about whether one, both, or not, or should they both be in the team? Should one of them in? Which one of these two should be in the team, if any? Their inclusion has been hotly debated. I also feel sorry for this guy missing out because he's played really, really well, and that is my namesake. Well, my name's John, but same surname, Sam Curran. His omission, I think, Ben Stokes has a bad game, and he hasn't been great, let's be honest. He bowled some good balls, no wickets, expensive runs. Sam Curran can feel rightly aggrieved about being dropped, and I did a video on that last night, and I discussed that. I think he's can be rightly annoyed that he's not in this starting lineup. But he's in the squad, so he's still training with them and he's still learning. But he can be rightly frustrated that this guy's got his pace back. Tomorrow morning is going to be the key session. It's not going to be any other session apart from the morning session. Kohli's probably going to tell his lower order batsmen just to be aggressive. Just go for broke. I think that's the best advice he can give them. Don't be too knocking at guarding. Go after the bowling. They're probably going to target Stokes' bowling and probably Broad's because they're the 2 expensive bowlers today, in my eyes. Woakes, yes, he had 75 runs to go against him, but he got 3 wickets. That averages 25 runs per wicket, which is actually better numbers than everyone else in the attack. He was the most effective. He figured out a way to get good batsmen out. Anderson, good lines and lengths as normal. Good area bowling. Unlucky not to get, I would think, more than 1 wicket. Broad, expensive. I think these are the batsmen. I think Stokes, Broad, and if Rashid gets a bowl, they're the 3 batsmen that I think the Indian lineup are going to target. Stokes hasn't got a wicket in this test match, and there's a big debate over his inclusion over this guy. If England can get the last few wickets, the last 4 wickets, and get India out early in the session or by the end of the first session in the morning, the weather will improve throughout the day from really heavy overcast cloud to more sun breaks, more sunny spells, the occasional bit of drizzle, but the weather will improve as the day goes on. If they can get India up quickly, they have a chance to bat and get in and make hay while the sun shines, literally. The ball isn't moving as much as at Lord's. That could be another reason why we've got some expensive numbers today. Kohli has to be aware that they need to stay in as long as possible, but be as aggressive as possible. The fact that he and Rahane really had a good partnership there, and it's more than just Kohli now getting runs and getting in, is a good sign that they've learnt the lessons from the previous 2 test matches, especially Lords, where they were demolished. But they've got to hope that they get another, I would say, 50 to 90 runs. I would say near 400 would be a good score for India to be all out on or to declare on. Anything above 400 is a bonus. But they've got to score runs quick in the morning before the weather Well, and as the weather improves, they'll probably get more and more comfortable. But this is still this. They've just taken the new ball, so it's going to be like it was today. And I expect Woakes to have a big impact tomorrow. He could get a 5-wicket call, which would do him the world of good. And then we'll again ignite the debate about should Ben Stokes be in the side right now. Because the way Woakes played in the last test and how he basically, not single-handedly, but was a big reason why England won. And Sam Curran was another big reason why they won the first test and also won the second test with some of his key runs and wickets as well. This is the all-rounder debate, or the debate about Stokes' place or Sam Curran or Woakes' place in the side, is interesting. Woakes was brought in to replace Stokes. Curran is now the fall guy. That's the talking point on the inside. On the India side, they've also made some changes to the opening of the batting and to the tail. It's had some kind of impact, but we have to see what happens on day 2. Thank you very much for watching. This is my review of day 1. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below if you were at Trent Bridge or you've been watching the footage on TV, because I've only been able to catch the highlights and the occasional update on the sports websites, looking at as the updates come in. So for me, it's been a little bit more difficult to get all the information. But from what I'm seeing, and especially from the highlights, Woakes was the pick of the bowlers. Kohli and Rahane have put India in a fight with a fighting chance of this Test match. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you soon.